welcome to the New Bike Whisperer YouTube channel. So in this video I attempt to answer the question whether or not it's possible to pair a low-end shifter with a high-end Dura-Ace derailleur. This may sound both sacrilegious and a little bit pointless, but there's method in the madness, as you'll find out in the videos. It could be of potential interest to people who have an old road bike and the shifters have broken and you want to replace them, and rather than replacing them with something old and used from eBay, you might want to use a modern brand new shifter instead. And so this video may give some people an insight as to whether or not this is possible or even desirable, whether it works or whether it doesn't work, and some potential pitfalls as well, as we'll find out.
A few months ago I purchased my first serious road bike from a charity shop. It's a Bianchi Infinito, a 2009 model. So being quite vintage, it's still got rim brakes. It's also, although it's got Dura-Ace derailleurs and brakes, it's a very old Dura-Ace group set that they decided to fit on this bike. It's actually a 9-speed, deriving from around about 1996, 1997, the 7700 series. So it's really old. There's a 105 crank on the front, but it's still a Dura-Ace front derailleur. So what I hadn't quite appreciated at the time when I bought this is that of the age of the Dura-Ace, and that is that also the shifters, which are the Dura-Ace shifters, are quite old in terms of their shape compared to modern hoods and modern shifters. And also the front derailleur shifter has got quite a long throw to change it. When you change gear, you've got to apply quite a lot of force and shift the lever quite a long way. And also you've got the gear cables coming out the side, so you'll find that modern shifters have got those hidden and underneath the bar tape. So this is where the sacrilegious point comes in. I've bought a pair of shifters that are much more modern, slightly larger, better shape, and with the gear cable coming along underneath the bar tape. However, the new shifters are from almost the bottom of the range these days, because top of the range shifters are for much more than 9 gears at the back, and also modern shifters, the Dura-Ace, Ultegra and so on, heading towards the electronic shifters now. So only the relatively low-end shifters that are modern are available that will be compatible with a 9-speed at the back. So I've got a pair of Sora shifters to fit on, and I'm going to keep the rear Dura-Ace mech, because the shifting is actually very good on this, even though it's from 1996-97. It was used by Tour de France pros back in the day, so it can't be that bad. So I'm going to see how the Sora shifter gets on with the Dura-Ace mech. At the front, this Dura-Ace mech is not compatible with the modern shifters at all because of the pull ratio. So that I've bought an Ultegra front derailleur shifter, and I'll be putting that on to see how it works with the Sora shifters. So the question is, will the low-end shifter, the Sora shifter, the modern shifter, work with the ancient quality Dura-Ace rear derailleur and the Ultegra front derailleur when I get it fitted? I think that'll be quite interesting. What is it that makes the quality shift to these Dura-Ace? Is it the rear mech alone, or is it a combination of the rear mech and the front shifter? I'm not going to sell these front shifters yet. If it turns out the Sora front shifter is pants with the Dura-Ace rear mech, I'll just go back to the Dura-Ace shifters and live with the old-fashioned shape and long throw of the lever on the front derailleur. The other thing I find tricky with road bikes is getting a good wrap on the bar tape, and also the end plug comes out. I'm changing the front derailleur, so I've got to change. I'm going to change the bar tape and try and do a little bit better than that this time around. Reason got to change the bar tape, of course, because the new gear lever and the new shifters goes underneath the bar tape, so you don't have this great big hoop of cable in front of you. This is a pair of shifters I got from AliExpress for about 70 quid. They come with the gear cable already attached, but no brake cable. They're a little bit larger than the Dura-Ace shifters that are presently on the Bianchi bike. As a result, I have weighed one. It's about 30-40 grams heavier than the Dura-Ace 1990s shifters that are on there. I guess as a result of them being a little bit longer and larger, more ergonomic. Like I said earlier, these should be compatible with the 1990s 9-speed Dura-Ace that's on the bike at the moment, due to kind of trickle down technology and so on. These have got all the same features as the Dura-Ace shifters that are on the bike at the moment, and in fact, like I said, probably a little bit more comfortable because of the ergonomics, and also have the trickle down technology from previous, I guess, 105 and Ultegra generations of group sets that have got the brake and gear cable running along the handlebar rather than coming out like in the older generations of shifters. We're going to get the bar tape off, take the old shifters off as well, and then put the new Sora shifters on, and let's see how it looks. Removing your shifter is quite easy. You've just got to take the cable tidy off the ends of the cables, the brake cable and the end of the gear cable, undo the Allen key bolts there, and pull both cables all the way through, and then you've got to loosen the shifter from the handlebar, which is again just one Allen key bolt. It's quite straightforward, and then the shifter just slides down off the end of the bar, quite easy. So cable tidy off, I recommend getting a bag of these from somewhere, just to keep for whenever you change your cables. I think often cables come with these anyway, but as you can see, these new shifters didn't come with cable tidies on the end of the cable. The other thing I forgot to mention earlier about these Dura-Ace shifters is the state of the hoods. They're pretty manky really, and a bit messed up. So the new hoods, obviously brand new, will be an improvement. Pretty beat up, these shifters as well, quite scratched. So not cosmetically their best, even though they still perform reasonably well, especially the rear shifter. So there's a right Dura-Ace shifter off the bicycle now, and that's its replacement. So you can see a comparison between the two. You can see the Sora shifter is quite a bit larger, which is one reason why I wanted to change it, and obviously the hoods are in a much better condition because it's far newer. So I've just mounted the first Sora R3000 shifter onto the bike in place of the old Dura-Ace 7700. Obviously it's gone on the bars fine, but I've not connected up the gear and the brake cable yet. First impressions, yeah, it looks okay. Installing it onto the bar, I found that getting to the Allen key, I had to peel back the hoods a very long way, but it wasn't too bad in the end. But at first I thought I was pulling at the rubber a little bit too hard, but yeah, got on in the end. Okay, first slight problem, the old brake cable is too short because of the longer hoods. Actually requires a longer brake cable, so it's going to be a short intermission while I go and buy a new brake cable. Probably a good idea anyway. Okay, so I've got the right shifter fully installed now, and here we go, quick gear check. All shifting as it should. Okay, so that's the right hand side lever and cable's done. I've just got to put the bar tape on. Now I'll get on and do the left hand side. So that's both sets of Sora shifters on. Both sets of brakes are fully functional and actually feel a little bit more responsive than with the older Dura-Ace shifters. Actually, they engage quite soon. I think the pull ratio on the brakes is actually slightly different compared to Dura-Ace as well. As expected, the front derailleur doesn't work with this shifter Dura-Ace combo. The pull length is different on the old Dura-Ace compared to the newer shifters, so I'm waiting for a front derailleur from eBay to turn up, and that's going to be an Ultegra front derailleur that's got a long pull section here, so it should work with these Sora shifters. It's not the Sora front derailleur because I couldn't quite bring myself to pair Dura-Ace at the back, the Sora front shifter. So I'm hoping the Ultegra shifter will be slightly higher quality than the Sora two chainring shifter. So we'll see. Slight issue with the front derailleur is that it's an 11-speed compatible front derailleur. So it'll be interesting to see if that shifts correctly with the 9-speed chain. I think it'll be okay because there's only a small width difference between the 9-speed chain and the 11-speed chain, but yeah, you never know, this is all new territory for me. Next job though this evening will be the fun task of trying to wrap new bar tape on the handlebars. I usually cock that up, but we'll see how it goes. So I've fitted the bar tape on one side already, and it's gone on quite neatly, which is unusual for me. Usually I make a mistake somewhere and have to start again or take it off. I fitted this book loss bar tape, which again came from AliExpress for something less than a tenner, very, very cheap. It didn't come with the two pieces of tape that usually cover the strap of the shifters, but it doesn't seem to matter because once you peel back the hood like this as you're fitting the tape, you can get close enough that you can't actually see the connection there that fits the shifter to the bar, and as you can see, you can't see it. So not missing that strip really. I'm going to do the other side now. Unfortunately, the second side didn't go quite so well. I had to unwrap it and wrap it again, and now it's got some sticky crap all over it, so that's a little bit annoying. And also the black insulation tape, or the black tape that came with it, I managed to scrunch up, so I'll have to get some black insulation tape and put it here, and probably put some black insulation tape over here as well to make it match. So I'm not a particularly happy bunny at the moment. So there we go, Bianchi Infinito with Sora R3000 shifters fitted with Dura-Ace derailleurs. Like I said, it all seems to work well with the rear shifter. The front shifter is going to be changed to an Ultegra shifter with a longer pull so that it matches the new left double chainring shifter. The bar tape wrap's all done, neat and tidy on the right hand side. Left hand side slightly messed up. I've got to put some black insulation tape just to finish off that side. Apart from that, cockpit looks a lot neater without the gear cables coming out the side of the shifters like the old Dura-Ace 7700. I'll have to take it out for a ride and see how it goes.